Dad removed me from the family group chat. They didn't know I pay all the bills for their house. I was sitting in my apartment Saturday morning, drinking coffee and reviewing code from Friday's sprint, when my phone buzzed with a notification. Gerald Wilson removed you from Wilson family. I stared at the screen for a solid 30 seconds, my coffee growing cold in my hand. 4 years. 4 years of paying every single bill for the house they lived in. And my father had just kicked me out of the family group chat like I was some distant cousin who overstayed their welcome. The last message I could see, right before the removal, was from my sister Kimberly. Finally, now we can talk about important family stuff without Nathan's negativity. My mother had hearted the message. My father had replied with a thumbs up emoji. I set my coffee down carefully, my hands completely steady. Most people would have called immediately, demanded explanations, maybe even cried. I did none of those things. Instead, I opened my banking app and looked at the automatic payments scheduled for the 1st of next month. Mortgage, $3, $200, water and sewer, $120, electric, $180, gas, $95, internet and cable, $150, property tax escrow, $380, home insurance, $290, all of it coming out of my account like it had for the past 4 years. They didn't know. That was the beautiful part. They actually had no idea. 4 years ago, when Dad's factory closed and he took early retirement, their finances had collapsed. The mortgage was 3 months behind, foreclosure notices piling up. Mom had cried on the phone, begging me to help just this once. I'd refinanced the entire house in my name, paid off their debts, taken over all the bills. The arrangement was supposed to be temporary, 6 months, maybe a year, until Dad found something new. That was 48 months ago. Dad never looked for work again. He spent his days watching Fox News and complaining about lazy millennials while I paid for the roof over his head. And now I was apparently too negative for the family group chat. I took a screenshot of that last visible message, Kimberly's smug declaration with Mom and Dad's approving reactions. Then I opened my laptop and started making a list, not a list of grievances. I wasn't interested in processing my feelings. This was a practical inventory of every single thing I paid for, every bill in my name, every financial string I held. The mortgage company would need 30 days notice to add authorized users to the account. The utility companies could disconnect service within 15 days of non-payment. The property tax office would place a lien after 90 days. I didn't plan to wait 90 days. My phone rang. Mom. I let it go to voicemail. She called again immediately. Voicemail. Third call. I answered. Nathan, honey, I think there was a mistake with the group chat, Mom said. Her voice that particular brand of fake sweet she used when she wanted something. No mistake, I replied, my tone neutral. I saw the messages. Kimberly said you can finally talk about important family stuff without my negativity, and you hearted it. Silence. Then, well, you have been very critical lately about your father's choices. I asked him once if he'd considered looking for part-time work. I interrupted. That was 3 months ago. That's the extent of my criticism. You don't understand the pressure he's under, Mom said, defensive now. Retirement is an adjustment. He worked hard for 40 years. He's 56, I said flatly. That's not retirement age. That's just not working. This is exactly the kind of negativity we're talking about. Mom's voice rose. You've become so judgmental, Nathan. Your sister thinks you look down on us now that you have your fancy tech job. I almost laughed. My fancy tech job that paid for their house, their electricity, their water, their internet that Dad used to stream 6 hours of cable news daily. Is that what Kimberly thinks? She's going through a hard time with her job search, Mom said, which was her standard excuse. Kimberly had been going through a hard time for 3 years, living rent-free in their house, contributing nothing, not even bothering to apply for jobs anymore. She doesn't need your judgment either. I haven't said anything to Kimberly about her job search, I pointed out. You don't have to say anything. Your success is an implicit criticism. That sentence hung in the air between us. My success, the success that paid all their bills, was an implicit criticism. I looked at my laptop screen, at the spreadsheet I'd been building, and felt something cold and clear settle in my chest. Mom, I need to go, I said. I have some financial planning to do. Oh, before you hang up, she said quickly. Your father's birthday is coming up. We were thinking of having a family dinner at that steakhouse he likes. You know, the one where dinner for 4 costs $300? I finished. I remember. So you'll make a reservation for next Saturday? I looked at the calendar. Next Saturday was May 4th, the first of the month, when all my automatic payments were scheduled to process, was 3 days away. I'll let you know, I said. After I hung up, I sat very still for a long time. Then I opened my email and started drafting messages. The first was to my property manager friend, asking about the legal process for eviction in Oregon when the property owner decides to reclaim their residence. The second was to my landlord, asking about breaking my apartment lease early. The third was to my bank, requesting to speak with someone about stopping all automatic payments and setting up new accounts. I didn't send any of them yet. I wanted to watch what happened on May 1st first, when the bills came due and the money didn't appear.